Hey everyone, it's James with geometricharts.com. This is the 4-hour charts of Bitcoin, BTC, USD on the Bitfinex exchange. It is September 3rd, about 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just real quick, I'm going to just touch off some things on Friday's video. If you want something more in depth, please check out Friday's video. I talk about the lagging indicators and so forth, about how we're entering an overbought territory on Bitcoin. But basically, Bitcoin is very overbought, especially on the daily chart with the lagging indicators, RSI, TSI, stochastic, blah, blah. On top of that, we have very vertical price movement. Vertical price movement is typically met with vertical price movement. This, to me, looks like more of a relief rally than anything. On top of that, the volume has not accompanied the price move up. Like, what I mean by that is it's not increasing. It just keeps decreasing on its way up. During every little pump, that volume that does come in typically disappearing. Now, not a lot, but when you compare this move to even the prior move that just occurred, where we had this nasty sell-off, we are still trading at less volume than what we did here. Okay, and one thing I noticed again was the volume coming in and out. I talked about it to everybody, and in my prior videos, I talked about it back in here as well too. This market is definitely being pumped up, okay? And once they're done and the music stopped, it's more than likely going to have a brutal end to it. You go to any asset class you want, vertical price movement is met with vertical price movement unless it forms a giant base. And I highly doubt we're going to form a giant base up here in Bitcoin, especially with where the indicators currently are in Bitcoin across the board. So the question is, does Bitcoin break down now and break below about the 5,700 area? If we do break below the 5,700 area, I think Bitcoin's easily going to reach the low 5,000 range. The low 5,000 range breaks out, then I do think we could see the fours, but that's pure fantasy at this moment. Obviously, 5,700 has to be violated on the chart. So we have a very steep line, okay? And I definitely am a short-term bull or bear in Bitcoin, meaning within the next few weeks, I definitely think we're going to see some bloodshed in this market over the next few weeks. The question is, do we hold that bottom or not? If we do hold that bottom and start to base out yet once again and maybe start to work up once again, I do think that Bitcoin is building a larger base. And I'll have to move over to the daily chart real quick, okay? So I do think that we could be building a bigger base, okay, and then head up from there. But I do not think that base is going to be finished until probably sometime later this year, maybe going into early next year before we honestly start to trek higher, given this area is held. If we break below 5,700, I definitely think we're going to reset that analysis and Bitcoin has to find its true bottom minus all this manipulation in the market, okay? So that's basically the analysis. Short term, I am bearish now. While I still think the market could potentially reach about 7,500, maybe 7,600, I do not think it's going to hold very long. And I do think that we have a date with the downside, potentially 5,800 or so. And if that gives out, then it'll make me change my analysis to more of a longer term bear. So right now, I'm a short term bear with the hopes of holding above this 5,800 area and the potential for a trend change in Bitcoin. The biggest thing that scares me along with this is the mainstream media, the social media, with how many people are out there banging the drum that Bitcoin is guaranteed to make you rich, okay? You're going to get a space shuttle to fly to the sun at night. You're going to get a screen door submarine. You're going to get oceanfront property in Arizona. You're going to get, a dusty Lamborghini on the backside of the moon. Who knows when that's going to happen, but there's so many pipe dreams being laid out. And the only time I've ever seen this scummy tactic used is in selling for penny stocks, right? I've done this for 10 years, investment advisor, stockbroker. I never did penny stocks. I know people that were in the industry. I've had friends that did it and they immediately got out once they realized how scummy it truly is. You watch The Wolf on Wall Street, watch Boiler Room. that stuff is real. You know, that stuff is actually dulled down. And Jordan Belfort would tell you it's dulled down a lot, right? The scummy tactics that are used is exactly what the mainstream media is using, exactly what John McAfee, exactly what Tom Lee used, and in every single one of their speeches just about, right? And now maybe they're not like true scumbags. Like maybe like Tom Lee's just ignorant to what he is saying, and John McAfee was ignorant to what he was saying, you know, with their status, especially on public television. Maybe they're just like that mind-blowing. They don't know like what they're saying, you know? So the problem is any bubble I've ever seen occur in any market, the sentiment is not bullish down here. During a phase like this, that sentiment gets reset and no one wants anything to do with the market, and no one is going to go on mainstream media and tell everybody this is the best investment they could ever make in their entire life, like Tom Lee, John McAfee, and tons of other quote-unquote experts on mainstream media. No one does that. You look back, like you go back in time in gold, and I experienced it in gold, very similar. Extreme implosion. Gold was hyped up. That's it. It's going to keep going. Blah, blah, blah. Every crazy price number came out. Boom, and imploded. No one wanted anything to do with gold. Even to this day, when there is a downturn in gold, everyone acts like it's end of the market. Gold's going to $1. No one wants anything to do with that asset. Blah, blah, blah. It all comes out the woodwork every single time. It's like an avalanche of bears. That is how bad that market got destroyed. This market, on the other hand, is continuously hyped up like it's guaranteed money, and just that's it. This is your free lottery ticket to everyone in the world. Anyone who can turn on the TV, anyone who can hop on social media. This is your free ticket to financial freedom. How crazy does that sound, right? It sounds like something a scumbag would say in a dark alley trying to get your money from you and leave. So it's not that the asset is going to zero or that I think that. The problem is the sentiment and the way they're pitching this thing every single time it gets pumped slightly reminds me of a pump and dump scam. And I've seen tons of them in my past. And I think there's definitely a huge purpose for cryptocurrency in the future, right? And it honestly could replace fiat. And I don't see why it should not replace fiat. But I highly, highly doubt Bitcoin is going to make its trek to 20,000 and beyond when you got every Joe Schmo who can look at a TV, read a newspaper, get on social media, hearing that now is the time to buy because you are going to become financially free. You will never have to worry about anything. You will drive a Lamborghini, you will have a yacht, you will have a submarine, you will have a rocket ship, blah, 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 blah. And that is the way it's pitched. So that strikes me as something that is a giant red flag in this market. So I do think this market still has some turmoil, and it's either going to churn and coil like this, or there is going to be some more waterfall drops, and people are going to panic like they've never experienced before, and we will see the script flip in mainstream media, and social media will be extremely bearish on the asset. That would make me feel more comfortable becoming a longer-term bull in Bitcoin, because I've never seen in my entire life an asset class drop and be talked about how every single drop is a buying opportunity to become mega rich, and it's guaranteed just about. You read these articles, they literally talk like it's guaranteed. So until that changes, I have to keep my wits about me, and I have to do these videos this way. And if you don't like it and you don't want to hear the reality, don't watch the videos. Go watch somebody else. But there's no way I'm going to take what I've learned and completely negate that and then just literally try to blow smoke up people's rears about this market taking off. So there are quite a few things that have to happen in this market. This market needs to base out, regain energy before it's ever going to see 20,000. Or the only way that's going to circumvent that is if we start seeing mega changes in volume, meaning 2, 3, 4, 5 times the average 24-hour volume. Instead, every single pump up is becoming less and less and less volume. It's completely opposite of what it should be for a bottom in Bitcoin or in any asset class. So again, if you want to look at a chart of gold, Bitcoin and gold are not the same. They're two different animals. But during a bottoming process, the volume spikes are there because big money is accumulating while creating panic in this market. How is big money going to accumulate and create a true position for themselves, okay, and a nice buffer zone if the mainstream media, and you got Kim Kardashian, Eminem out there, Tom Lee, whatever, John McAfee, and whoever else is in the peanut gallery over there, telling you, get rich quick, get rich quick, get rich quick, you have to do this, you're guaranteed to make money, blah, blah, blah. That's the last thing. It works against the position. It's obviously great for short opportunities, but it's not good for an accumulation for a long term. So all I see are short opportunities in this market from a bigger perspective, okay? So anyways, that's it. I could go on about it, but there are a lot of red flags in this market, and there's no way I'm going to turn my YouTube channel into some freaking hype zone where I'm going to talk about 20,000 and ridiculous numbers like that, all right? Especially when I'm trading the market. I have subscribers that are trading the market, and I know there's people, even though I say it's not investment advice, watching these videos that are trading the market, right? No way am I going to be that individual who hypes you up on some wild fantasy ride, especially when I have over a decade of knowledge doing this, and I've just never seen anything this backwards in my entire life. Like, I feel like I'm watching the movie Idiocracy, and it's just like I'm just mind blown by the sentiment at these bottom levels. I mean, I've had people just tell me I was completely wrong, and they guaranteed me this thing was going to skyrocket every single time. Here, 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 and here, right? So it's just mind blowing. It really is. And I don't mean to like talk down about people, but there are a lot of red flags going off in this market. And I guess someone has to be a voice of reason, and it's never going to be easy. No one ever wants to hear, the downside of an asset they're trading. Everyone wants to hear get rich quick and make money. So anyways, I don't want to keep rambling on about it. I know I do in a lot of my videos, but I know there's a lot of new people that watch, so that's why I do it. Anyways, so if you do like the video, you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, follow. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. If you're looking for something more in depth where I do talk about specific price points like entries that I'm looking for, as well as my subs, short, long, for Bitcoin, various other alts, the stock market, commodities, I do have my site, geometriccharts.com. It is a subscription service, about $25 a month, and there's no contracts. So it's just, subscribe, cancel whenever you want, but it's definitely more in depth than what I do here. The reason why is because I can contain what everyone is looking at and contain the reiteration of using stop losses, price objectives, and etc. And I definitely think we're very close to the long price objective I had set for my subs as well as myself. And I do think there's some short-term downside coming, and it's more than likely going to be a bloodbath to the downside, and the question is, do we hold the base or not? So if you want to see something more like that, you can check out my site, geometriccharts.com. Other than that, I basically lay it all out there for everybody, regardless if you're a subscriber or not. If you just listen to the message, you pretty much tell exactly which way I'm focusing on in Bitcoin, and I always try to lay it out there as best as I can. I'm not going to say exactly where to buy or sell because I guarantee you my videos will be ripped off of YouTube very quickly. But anyways, so that's it. I hope everybody has a great day, great night. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. I'll do another video Wednesday evening. I do them Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.